Hey everyone, this is Elias from Crosses. A lot of people have been asking us how we did our vocoder stuff like we did with our track On Your Own, which was out on Hexagon. So we decided to do a walkthrough on how to do that from scratch. You're going to need two plugins really. This is how we do it. I'm sure there's a lot of different ways, but we use Vocal Synth, Vocal Synth 2. And we also use Little Altar Boy by Sound Toys. So what we start with is just the vocal, and we put just some chords behind it. It's very simple, nothing crazy.
All I want is some tender love from you, baby. Oh, it's been so long.
And I'll play you it now with all the vocoder stuff.
All I want is some tender love from you, baby. Oh, it's been so long. Why you keeping me waiting?
Instantly, so much more power, so much more character to the vocal, where before it was a little bit boring. And this is how you can stand out a little bit more. We'll run through the layers first. So you have just your main vocal.
All I want.
And then we added a lower vocal.
All I want.
And then the two harmonies that we made with Little Altar Boy, like we said.
All I want. Some tender love from you, baby.
And then the actual vocoder, which is this.
All I want is some tender love from you, baby.
Yep, so you get the idea. Let's just jump into it. First of all, we'll start with the vocoder. So if you're on Logic, first of all, to start by putting in the vocal synth as a MIDI controlled effect, and then it comes up. What you want to do is go up here for the sidechain and select where your vocal is playing from. So you want the main vocal. So you route that to your vocal synth, and it'll sound like this. Not very great. What we usually do is have it triggered by the MIDI. So it sounds a little bit better. And then what you do is you just drag the chords that you're playing, that your piano is playing, or whatever chords are in the track, or any other chords or harmonies that you want to trigger the vocal. And then so it'll sound like this. Already sounded a little bit more of a vocoder than it did before. So how we usually start, we'd like to put it on smooth, so just a little bit smoother. And then the scale of how fast you want the vocoder to react to the vocal. So we pick it down a little bit. And then you can go, and then you have two oscillators. We usually like to keep it on sing-saw, and then the second oscillator we turn down a little bit. And then you can turn down the pitch by 5. I mean, it all depends on the song, obviously, and what harmonies you want. And then you just shape it a little bit. Already sounding a little bit better. And then we just put a filter on it, just to filter out the little lows and highs a little bit. And obviously we do that again, with an actual EQ. That's the first step, and then the second step, the BioVox, just gives it a bit more grit, a little bit more lows, so a bit of a more of an actual vocoder sound. Again, it sounds good where it is, so if it sounds good, you don't have to mess around with it, but you can experiment with the breath, how nasally you want it, and you can shift it up and down. And then finally, what we would add is the Polyvox. This is really great for giving it that shine and making the words pop out a little bit more, because before it's a little bit harder to understand. And you just want to mix that in, about 50%, because you don't want it to overpower everything. So this is how it is on full 100%. Straight away, it's a little bit too harsh, but you can understand the words a little bit better. So what we do is we just turn it down around 50, 54. Again, all to taste. And then there you go. pretty much got a nice vocoded sound. I mean, you could do a lot more, obviously, and it'll all depend on the track. But that's pretty much it for the vocoder stuff. What we like to always do is add a chorus effect. It'll instantly take away the harshness that you get with the vocoder, and it'll also spread the sound a little bit more. So with the chorus, and I mean, we just usually just turn it on and it sounds all right.
All I want is some tender love from you, baby.
Without it, you can tell it's a little bit more one-dimensional. There's not much character to it.
All I want is some tender love from you, baby.
So yeah, the chorus effect really gives it that wideness and a bit more sweetness to the sound, really. And then you just mix that in to taste with the actual main vocal.
All I want is some tender love from you, baby. Oh, it's been so long. Why you keeping me waiting?
What we like to do also sometimes, not all the time, but just add another layer of harmony with Little Altar Boy. So what we could do is we just put on Altar Boy, take it from transpose to robot, and then find it which pitch you want it to harmonize.
All I want,
I'll exaggerate that a little bit so you hear what it sounds like.
all I want is some tender love from you, baby.
Play around with the formants so it mixes a little bit better with the other vocal. But yeah, so we do that just to give it a bit more character and a bit more shine, and sometimes to help, you know, the syllables cut through a little bit more and you understand what the vocal's actually saying. Because with a vocoder, sometimes it gets muffled and a bit hard to hear. So that's why we add this. That's one harmony. The other harmonies are just...
All I want is some tender love from you, baby.
So each harmony's doing a different thing. And then we just pan them left and right a little bit. Yep, that's what you get. And then with a vocoder, usually as well, actually, which we haven't done here, we would probably put a sample delay just to spread it out a little bit more. I mean, the chorus is already spread out, so you really don't need it, but if you feel like it needs to be a little bit wider, you could do this as well. And there you go, you get the layers and you get that vocoder hexagon sort of type of feel. It instantly gives the vocal so much more character and so much more pizzazz than what it would have had before just by itself.
All I want is some tender love from you, baby. Oh, it's been so long. Why you keeping me waiting? All I want.
Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, it sounds really simple, because it's just all about doing it and seeing what fits the track. So it's really important to tailor fit these things to the track that you're working on. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to message us on Instagram. We're always there answering questions. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.